On the background of the German society, we made thousands of interviews with German from all ages, and we found out that they are extremely resilient. Yeah, they can face many problems. But the consequence of being resilient, the neuronal and social consequences, is that they are afraid for future. They need security. They need light in the tunnel. They can't live with insecure situations, which is, for a country like Germany, very dangerous, because in times of artificial changes, everything will be different in a few days, months, and years. Therefore now, let me metaphorically retell the story of our girl, already mentioned. Let us call her Linda, and imagine that she is born in the year 2028. Immediately, at the time of her birth, all the data of her family, and especially the genetic conditions of her parents and herself, are available on her digital patient file. From the moment of her birth, a digital wristband, comparable to the Apple Watch, continuously measures the most important body and brain data and displays any initial inflammation or change in her system via a small nano camera in her blood circulation. Eunice. The entire medical care serves the precise anticipation of possible illnesses. So it is always and without exception about prevention, about early detection. It is no longer about the elimination of diseases, but fundamentally about the preservation of health. This mindset differs from a millennia-old way of thinking. Only through the new data technology, with millions of other patients' findings, does health, foresight, and concrete prevention becomes possible. Our young girl is constantly digitally networked, and her entire way of life and nutrition can be concretely adapted to prevent negative developments. In this system, the old hospital idea only has an emergency function. The smart human hospital, as an ultra-modern and ecologically architecture, is above all a virtual institution of the metaverse. All available data are present in a continuous stream. Doctors and specialists from all over the world are digitally available for every occasion and every detail in every second. The hospital of the future will have a digital twin, and it will no longer function like a hospital, but like a virtual health service. Professor Werner, who probably will follow after my speech, will tell you about this in a moment. Next chart. Oh, you see me already. That's me and my 4 avatars. I'm using them since 4 years. And you will have a small video, 2-3 minutes afterwards. To find our way in this new world, we need, as I said, future psychological competences and new learning modalities. This necessarily includes avatar technology, which I would like to briefly introduce at the end of my little introduction. We have been using this option for 6 years now in Vienna and in other places, and it expands our neuronal and emotional horizon in an incomparable way. If you kindly should the video, maybe. The token as an avatar. We are in the virtual university clinic in Essen, which Professor Werner will introduce to you later. I would just like to describe to you very briefly the possibilities of avatar technology, which is already a reality and manifests its own cosmos. I can talk to every person in the world, whether colleague or patient, who has an avatar at his or her disposal, confidentially and personally, in dialogue, in a burnout emergency, in a workshop during an operation, or with digital guests from all over the world at a conference. So,
we are in a virtual metaverse, and we as personalities are represented by our digital twins. This is how we overcome time and space. We can meet at any time on a common platform. This saves a tremendous amount of living and working time. It reduces travel costs to zero, and we all make an important ecological contribution through protecting the environment. And the most important point, from a human perspective, we help and support people to learn and understand in real time. This technical and exponential leap into a parallel universe is one of the humanity's greatest development steps, perhaps the most important so far. If we all have our own avatar in this room, we can meet again in a month's time, just for an hour, in any digital location of our choice. We can scan this conference room or design ourselves a virtual room on the moon, or we can meet in Germany in this university clinic. The individual starting point of these meta meetings is our home or our office. Without any effort, we are only a click away from each other with this technology. The world becomes a networked village. This is not science fiction, it is a fact. Of course, this historic leap means a huge effort psychologically. This is especially true for the different generations. Young people, however, who have grown up with this internet and smartphones, have no fear of contact with digital worlds, with robots and avatars. They are already at home in this world. But all the other generations who come from the analog world have to revolutionize their ways of thinking. This is not easy, because you have to rethink and change habits, experiences, successes, uncertainties. Let me give a brief example of the impact of this technology. As a paraplegic, one has the possibility to travel, visit museums and distant countries with the help of the avatar, and to free oneself from spatial confinement without limits. In American universities, war traumas are treated with avatar technology, and even severe burn victims who are virtually transported to Antarctica can reduce their pain in this way. In this three-dimensional space, we hold psychotherapeutic group sessions and also personal dialogues. With my avatar, I can travel to any scanned or designed place in the world, or the universe, for meditative reflection or imaginative stimulation, and, above all, for neural acceleration. This option opens up absolutely new worlds for us. Join in, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope that we are using this. So I hope that we can discuss and use it for this conference, because I am, as a German who travels to Morocco since 20 years, is totally convinced that neither Europe nor North Africa can live without each other. But of course the Western world has to learn much more about it. There's still a kind of arrogance we should overcome. So I'm hoping that we do something with this new technology. It's incredible. Thank you for your attention and for your patience.